How do you get started as a speaker on the big stage? This is probably the second most common question that I'm asked, following very, very much on the feet of how do I write my book? So I thought I'd make you a short video with a few tactical ideas to get you started. I've been speaking on stage now for over 10 years to companies, to organizations, to associations, literally around the world, and I absolutely love it. I speak both on virtual stages as well as on the real stage, and the virtual stage has certainly come into being since COVID. But being able to do both and be able to manage both is definitely something that any speaker now needs to be able to do. So as you're getting started as a speaker, the first thing you need to know is what's your story? Not just what is your story, but what is the story that you're telling so that you can transform and inspire and motivate and educate other people. When you're a speaker, when you're a writer, when you're an artist of any kind, it's not about you. It's about what it is that you're delivering so that other people can receive it and be transformed. And so you have to start with that. Start with understanding, what is your story? What is the story that you're going to tell? How is it that you are going to work to offer transformation to other people in the world? That's number one. Number two is starting to speak. Now, once you've developed the talk that you're going to give, and you'll start with one, and actually you may even stick with one for a very long time, you just have to start getting the practice in speaking. And that means speaking for free, as many places as you possibly can. Speak possibly at Rotary clubs or at social clubs, or even a group of friends at a dinner is a great place to start. You'll find that there are a number of different professional networks that may want speakers on any given number of topics at any given time. So just look for those opportunities aggressively and be willing to speak for free. Now, before you start to really put yourself out there, before you start to do the marketing, assuming that you have got a couple of years of experience speaking under your belt, you have to start to also put together some tape. And what that means is what we call a sizzle reel in the speaking industry, which means getting professional level video of you speaking and interacting with others. When people book you, as you start to increase your presence and potentially increase your speaking fees, they're going to want to see this sizzle reel. This is a very short sizzle reel. You can look at shannonpolson.com or thegritinstitute.com or my YouTube channel for the example of my sizzle reel and some other short examples as well. Look at other speakers that you know and admire, and look at developing that sizzle reel. There's any number of people that can develop this for you, but you want to have an idea of how it is that you want that to be put out into the world. That's going to be a necessary piece of marketing for you before you ever can approach an agency, before you can even really post a serious profile on a speaking page as well. The next thing that I've recommended to a number of people, and I have no association other than that I'm listed with eSpeakers, is to post a profile on espeakers.com. As you're getting started, you might also try Gigmasters. I've heard recommended, although I haven't used it myself. You may find some other platforms where you can list yourself as a speaker, but you can't just then sit back and wait. The next thing is to go out and network. Make sure that you're meeting with people that you've known from other places that you've worked. You may ask for introductions to people who manage events or who plan events, and just let them know what it is that you're out and speaking about. You may also want to ask them questions. What are you looking for in a speaker? What are you hoping to get out of a speaking event? You could even do some very casual interviews that way to start to understand how it is that you can position yourself in the field. The other piece of marketing collateral that's really helpful to have is a one sheet. And again, you can download this on my website at shannonpolson.com or thegritinstitute.com to see an example of what a one sheet might look like. And that could include speaking topics. It can include places that you've been featured in the media. It can include past clients. It can include the topics of different keynotes that you might be willing to speak to. And it may also include just a few questions that are recommended for a Q&A. A lot of companies like to have that upfront so that they don't have to come up with the questions if people are feeling a little bit shy. So in short, to get started with speaking, you want to think about what it is that you're trying to convey. What's the message? What's the story? What's the topic that you're trying to convey? You're going to develop your talk, and then you're going to practice. Just give yourself a year or 2 years to practice. You're going to speak as often as you possibly can. And as you start to get more experienced, find a way to start potentially even trading a talk for the professional reel that comes with it. You're going to have that professional level film of your speaking to audiences to be able to then market yourself to people who may be able to hire you. Develop that one sheet as well, and then go out and network and make sure you're talking to people, letting them know what it is that you're doing. This is when you're going to develop all the other collateral as well. You'll be having your social media presence, you're going to have your website presence, all of those things that allow people to come and to find you as well. It's a long journey, but it's an exciting one. This is another art. It's another form of connection. It's another way to make a really, really wonderful living, transforming the lives of other people. Remember, it's never about you. It's about the people that you're serving through the talks that you're giving. And that will make it a very, very fulfilling career. I hope this helps you get started. If you like this video, hit subscribe. And if there's more detail that you'd like to hear, just let me know in the comments where you are and what other information would be really helpful to hear as well. Take care, all the best to you, and I hope to see you on the stage.